Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Report. I'm your host, Anthony Notarelli, joined as always by head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's soccer team, Simon Riddiough. And coach, is it crazy to think this season already zoomed by?
It's quick. It's definitely flown by, and we've got another season coming up now.
Well, your last season of regular season, or your last week, I should say, of regular season play ended in a pretty good stand on you guys. Friday's game, you went 2-1 over Drexel. What was your overall take on that game?
It was a good game. Drexel are physical, they're tough, and they make it difficult, and they're a very good team. So to come away with a 2-1 win, especially after the last 15 minutes of pressure they applied on us, is pretty good. I think the girls did a good job, so happy with that.
Now, I was on the call for the game, and something I noticed was, aside from just the goal she scored, Lulu Echeverry really pestering the defense and using her speed and hustle to really give Drexel a problem. Did you like what you saw from Lulu Echeverry in that game?
Yeah, I love Lulu. She's been with us for 4 years. She's accepted different roles and not complained once. So I was really happy to see her start and fill in the role of Amber Stobbs, who was injured for the weekend. So for Lulu to step in and do what she did was tremendous. And like you said, she hustles. She gives us a defensive pressure, and she uses her speed to go one-on-one, and she caused Drexel and Delaware problems all day long, so we're pretty happy with her right now.
Now, after you guys went up 2-0, you quickly let Drexel score a goal. How did you keep your team calm, knowing that they were still leading 2-1?
Yeah, it was a strange dynamic. That goal kind of took the wind out of our sails, and it was almost as if we gave up a tying goal or a losing goal, and we were losing. And we panicked a little bit. At that stage we tried to calm the kids down and say we're still winning. We're still going to win the game if we stick to the game plan. And after that 5 minutes after their goal, we started actually settling down and getting to grips with the game. But again, Drexel took some impetus and got some momentum going. But we bent, but we didn't break, and that's all that counts.
Now, in that, Frederica Mering was a little bit more aggressive than usual, taking some big risks to try to stop some Drexel players from getting inside the attack. Did you like what you saw and how aggressive she was?
I like my goalkeepers to be aggressive, but it has to be under control. It has to be controlled aggression, and it has to be an understanding of the role. And she was just slightly off a little bit Friday. Our goalkeeper coach wasn't there, so I think that might have affected her. But she settled herself down in the end and did a really good job of managing the game and killing the clock. And that's all we can ask.
Now, after you won 2-1, the first thing you did you check the CA scoreboard around the league, or did you not even pay attention?
That's what Toby does. Toby loves doing his research on other teams and what's going on. Me personally, I'm just relieved to get the win and focus on what we have to do. And if things are going on our side, then great. If not, then it is what it is, and we'll move forward.
Now, Sunday was a special game, not only on the field, but off the field. Of course, senior day for a lot of seniors standing out, especially Sam Scorici, Lulu Echeverry, those seniors who have put such an effort forward. Was the dynamic different before the game? Did you say anything special to those seniors?
It's always a tough game. Senior day, it's an emotional roller coaster. Parents are in town, they're doing special things. The team's doing special things for the seniors. Emotionally, they know it's the last home game or regular season home game of their careers. It all comes to a point, and to keep us level-headed emotionally is very difficult. I spoke about it on Saturday. It's going to be an emotional day. Try and control them as much as possible. And then just before the game, it's the same game talk. It's the same game plan. They know what we expect, and we're not going to make it special because it's a senior day. We're back to business, and that's what we did.
Well, Leah Galton may not be a senior, but she definitely had herself a day. She had a hat trick, and her first of her career. She's done so much at Hofstra. Finally notched a 3-goal game. Are you happy to see her not being as selfless with the ball and starting to score goals a little bit more than assist them?
Yeah, that's something we've discussed. We discussed it about a month ago. We all know how awesome a player she is. She is the best player in the conference. She's the best player in the region. And at times she kind of allows or wants to involve everybody else. And it's admirable, it's an admirable trait, but sometimes it's detrimental to team success. And when she plays like she has the last 3 weeks, you're seeing the benefits of it from a record perspective. She's going to carry us to victory if she wants. And she's been playing great. And it's good to see, and it's good to see that she's scoring goals as well.
Now, once you notched that victory, did you know for sure that you were going to be hosting the quarterfinal round?
Yeah, on Sunday we knew a win was enough to get third seed. We knew we were guaranteed third. We was hoping that Elon got a win against James Madison to get the top 2 seed. And even Drexel, if they could have beaten Northeast, and then we could have been hosting. That's the confidence. There's a lot of parity. Those results could have occurred. Jamie won in overtime, and Northeastern beat Drexel 1-0. So we are what we are. We're third seed. We're hosting, and now we'll prepare for that game.
How important was it for your team to get home field in that first round?
No, I think there's a certain comfort level. I think we feel happy to be at home. We've been on the road a lot this year, so having the ability to stay at home is good. And now we just have to prepare as hard as we can, get a good week of practice in, and get ready to roll.
Now, of course, this weekend, your conference matchup in the tournament is against Towson, who you arguably had your best defensive performance against. Do you have a certain confidence knowing that you didn't even let them have a shot on goal in the time you played?
No. It's a different Towson team, and we're a different Hofstra team to 3 weeks ago. Greg's done a fantastic job to get them into the playoffs. They haven't been there in the history of the programme, I don't believe, since joining the CAA. So to go on their run, beat Willoughby Mary, who's a very good team, beat Delaware, tie Drexel, that's some momentum they got going. And we know they're going to be different, we're going to be different, and it's not going to be the same matchup it was 3 weeks ago, and it's going to be exciting. And we've got some things to figure out, and they'll have some things to figure out, and it should be a good game.
Well, the week leading up to this game, what are you trying to stress in practice? What are you trying to improve upon from your team?
It's the same old at this stage, and that's what I tell them before the game. It's the same game plan. We know what we have to do. We know what our strengths are. We know what our weaknesses are. And if we can negate those things and then force our game on the other team, we're going to be successful. And the practice schedule will be the same. We'll get them going hard tomorrow or Wednesday night, and we'll move forward from there.
Coach, finally, what do you have to do to get that conference tournament win and move on to Northeastern where they're hosting?
We have to play hard. There's no secret in our confidence. The team who wants it more tends to win. And if we come with the effort and energy we've shown over the last couple of weeks, it's going to be a good game. But it's a soccer game, and no matter if you dominate or don't dominate, things don't always go your way. So we've got to make sure we're in a position to win the game in the second half, and then hopefully we can move forward with that.
All right. Once again, Anthony Notarelli, head coach of the women's soccer team. Simon Riddiough, coach, thanks for the time and good luck.